name is Rob Barrett and you're watching Cooking for Dads. Today I'm going to show you how to make this super awesome cheesy bread and also this braided bread, one of my favorite things to do. Here's how you do it. So I've kind of given up trying to use these to measure flour and really are using just the scale. This is the only way to go. It's so hard to tell what kind of volume you're actually getting with cups, and with weight you can completely tell how much you're getting. So go get a little kitchen scale. You'll be so glad you did. 480 grams of bread flour. It's about 4 cups, but it's better to measure by weight. Ooh, right on, perfect. 3 spoonfuls of olive oil, 2 spoonfuls of salt, 4 spoonfuls of sugar, 3 spoonfuls of active dry yeast. I'm going to stir that together. Next, we're going to take a whole stick of butter and cut it into fourths. Cut it in half, and cut those in half. And then we're going to cut them into little pieces and toss them in the flour so they get coated and kind of stay separate. You want separate pieces of butter. This is almost like a poor man's croissant dough. My wife says it's not a poor man's croissant dough, it's a lazy man's croissant dough. We're going to agree to disagree. So separate little pieces of butter in here are going to just create yummy goodness. Next, we're going to reset our scale, and we're going to get 330 grams of warm water. 331, close enough. Then I'm going to put that in my KitchenAid with a dough hook. I'm going to knead it for 7 minutes. All right, 7 minutes is up. Take your dough off your dough hook. I'm going to stretch it. Make sure it's stretching and not pulling apart. Just like that. That is some beautiful dough right there. Back in bowl. Poke one hole in it and let it rise for an hour to an hour and a half. After about an hour, your bread will have doubled in size. Then you're ready to let it proof. Okay, since we made the big loaf, we're going to take this and divide this equally into thirds. I'm cutting it into pie shape, which is possible. I'm going to take this part, try to make it somewhat triangular, and roll it out. Not too thin, but thin enough so that we can get some nice layers of cheese in here. A long rectangle like this. Or rectangular-esque shape. Okay, you want your butter to be pretty soft, so you may need to microwave it in the microwave for 5-6 seconds at a time, because you want to be able to spread it really easily in kind of a nice thick layer like this. And give this a nice coating, not too thin. We want to actually have some butter on the bread like this. And then leave about a 1/2 inch along the sides to help seal it up. Next, we're going to hit it with a little garlic salt. So I'm going to get some Swiss cheese and some Dubliner cheese here and cut them into small chunks. Finally, we're going to hit it with 3 different types of cheese. Just a light amount, some Parmesan cheese, and some of that Swiss cheese, and some of this Gaelic cheese. And lastly, we're going to start on this end and we're going to roll it up. That's the dishwasher. Roll it up, and not let the cheese puncture. Okay, I'm going to seal up the ends and just kind of pinch this part together. Right, then we're going to put it on our baking sheet. I'm going to put it with the seam up so that it kind of keeps stuff in. And we're going to cover it with plastic wrap and let that sit for about 45 minutes. Let it rise again. Okay, you're going to take the remaining dough and cut it into thirds. I usually have a little bit more dough than this left over, but we'll see how this goes. We're going to roll this into like breadsticks. Roll them out nice and thin. Equal lengths. There you have it, okay? And now we're going to take these three and we're going to put their ends together like this. I'm going to smash them down. Then we're going to braid them like this, over, 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 like you're doing a little ponytail or something. Over, 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 and then smash these ends together. There's your braided bread. We're going to put it on our cookie sheet and let that proof with our other breads. Preheat your oven to 400 degrees. Okay, we're going to scramble one egg. I'm going to add just a little bit of water to it. Scramble it up. We are going to brush it with our beaten egg. Then we're going to put it in the oven until it's golden brown. About 15 minutes. So one of the tips is make sure your bread is cooked to around 180 degrees to make sure it's done. So that's how you make this awesome cheesy and braided bread. Make it, give it to your neighbors. It's just kind of a fun, random act of kindness thing to do. I'm Rob Barrett. You're watching Cooking for Dads. Cook well. It's worth it.